good evening, everyone, and welcome again. Welcome. It is indeed a pleasure, as always. Every Wednesday evening, we're here. And for the past 2 Wednesdays, we're talking Parang. And of course, this program, our last for 2025, we have to give you the opportunity to go and enjoy your Christmas holidays, your final preparation and organize, prepare the house, do what you have to do. And we'll be back early in January. So we welcome all our viewers on GBN Television, our friends on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also our listeners on K105 FM. Val is with me, of course, as always, and tonight we have a very special guest, but of course I always prefer that our guests introduce themselves and tell us a little bit. But before we go to our guest, Val, good evening, welcome, it's good to be back.
Yes, good evening, Godfrey. As you said, the last of the series, for 2025. Good evening to Grenada, Kaiso, Pity Martinique. Good evening to the GBN radio and television listeners, and to everywhere up the windward where this program is being heard.
Yes, indeed. It is indeed a pleasure. Well, Val, tonight we've been talking Parang for the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
And I think it's only fitting that we close off the year continuing the talk on Parang and, of course, Christmas. And we have, a gentleman with us who's widely known for his Parang. In fact, I think some people know him only for Parang. But nevertheless, we go talk, and I'm sure our listeners will get to know more about him. Kaiso Neptune, and we're talking about the Ninja. Ninja, good evening. Welcome to K105 FM, GBN Television, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, the living rooms of all Grenadians and whoever is looking. It's a pleasure to have you. How are you doing?
I'm great. I have life, and the pleasure is mine. Being on your program, and now I heard you mention just now it's the last.
For the year.
Yeah, I barely make it.
No. Well, no. You know what they say? We always leave the best for last. So,
I think Valentine was trying to get in contact with me for a while, but I was so busy on one hand. On the other hand, I had a dual SIM phone that is no longer in existence, a digital. And just as how I parang the wrong house, he was calling the wrong number.
All right. That's nice. That's but any event, it's really good to have you. And we talk in Parang. We've been chatting with Joey Rivers for the past 2 weeks, and let me tell you, man, I've been thrilled by some of the things I'm hearing because I learned so much. And I keep saying, when you listen to Parang or you hear about Parang, the first picture that comes to mind is a group of people going on with a quattro and just playing music and singing and drinking. People are eating out their food, and it's only over the past 2 weeks I got to realize, but wait, no, I've been so wrong, because it goes so deep, and so much to share that I was really, really thrilled. So I am going to start by asking you, just tell us a little bit about Ninja, who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into our discussion about Parang and Christmas.
Okay, so I'm Kaiso Neptune. I'm the last of five children. I was born in Trinidad, grew in Trinidad, but I have heritage roots from St. Vincent. All my brothers and sisters born in St. Vincent except me.
Okay.
I was the oldest one out of 5 children born in Trinidad, and the oldest one, well, not the oldest one singing, but the oldest one singing professionally. Roger George is also a cousin of mine, his grandfather, my grandmother, brothers and sisters. You must have heard of Brother George. Mm-hmm. Singing professionally, very sickly about 35 years now. I started off at the Brigo's Cultural Theatre with Samuel Abraham. People know him as Lord Brigo. Mm-hmm. And he was the one who grew me at Brigo's Cultural Theatre. He would get a lot of shows in the different bars. And he would have competition before the shows. And based on your performance in the competition, you will take the 3 best. And I was always in that 3 best. And I used to come first or second in the competition.
Nice.
After leaving Brigos Cultural Theatre, I keep knocking the doors for the Calypso tent. It took me about 13 years before I get into a Calypso tent. And get into the Calypso tent, I realized that the year I decided to stop, go to the Calypso tent, stop audition there, is the year I get picked for 4 tents.
Right. Oh, wonderful.
A song called Ninja Nelly. You know that song, Ninja Nelly, is a song based on all the competitions and Nelly win.
All right. Okay. All right.
After being tent, I think almost every artist started off singing Calypso before they reached to Soca Parang or Japan.
Yeah, yes.
I used to enter the Calypso competition and amateur competition, and I work at Caribbean for 42 years. I only retire this year in June. A guy who was backing us up in the amateur competition, his name is Steve Neves. He had a band called Zuzung Gang, and he said, "Ninja, I want to write a parang for you." Colin Murray, who was at the time kind of a manager, to me that I want to do a parang. He said, "Boy, you're kind of sing English, go, do you want to go and do Spanish now?"
All right.
And he said, "So you could try it." And I think I was the first person to ever do a soca parang, and it becomes immediately. That was Parang the Wrong House, better known as the Wrong House.
Right.
That was that song is 25 years old now.
Yeah.
It was to me to get involved in soca parang. A lot of people saw me and said, the elderly folks, I had the gam for it, the baila, this kind of thing, you know. And they asked, I sing parang before. I said, no, first time. And they said, they think I should take up soca parang as a second love. So that is how I get into soca parang, and up to this day, growing in it, I'm getting better and better in it.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's interesting that you say that, because I got to know of Ninja with that same Parang the Wrong House, because we have the video here at the GBN, and it's a video that we play every Christmas. You know, every Christmas. I know the video like the back of my hand. So that's how I actually got to know Ninja, Parang in the Wrong House. And then eventually, well, you know, me and my music and anything that song Kaiso, anything like that, I would go and dig. And then, of course, I got familiar with some more of the music and all of that, and that's it. But it's really good, you know. So I would let Val bowl you the first official ball. What we was doing just now was just warming up, exercising. So Val go open the ball in.
Well, yeah, of course. I've known Ninja a long time. Ninja knows that. Close communities. But last week or so, Joey touched on something. He said that a number of the guys who are in Parang Soca, right, were guys who did not get the kind of, he said, love and appreciation from Calypso, so that they migrated to Parang, Soca Parang. And I guess, Ninja, your move from Calypso to Parang justifies that. You know, because he was saying that his cousin like Bongo Spear and so on, they did try the soca thing or the Calypso thing, but somehow it didn't work out for them. But the Parang thing worked out, you know. So tell us about that. I mean, that movement, you spend knocking Calypso doors continuously before Parang the Wrong House and Steve and all of that. Was the and that appreciation you feel now as a soca parang artist as opposed to Calypso. Tell us a bit about that, because Joey didn't raise it, and I want to find out more.
The reason why, well, you might not know Valtan, But I am the only calypsonian today that make
the video.
Did we?
Yes, get it back. Hold on, we gotta get it back.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
Right, lovely. Yes.
Yes.
So I'm the only calypsonian to date that ever made 22 Young Kings finals.
22.
22 Young Kings finals and never won. The closest I reached is coming third. I came third on about 3 occasions. I came sixth about 4 occasions. And there were many times where people thought I should have won. So eventually that kind of took my heart away. I say, when you make 22 Young Kings finals and you're telling yourself, the next year it could be your year, the next year it could be your year, the next year it could be your year. And it didn't working out, you just tell yourself, oh, it's time to give up. I make spark semi-finals on about 3 occasions. I make the humorous finals about 4 occasions. But what I like about Soca Parang, it have no competition in Soca Parang. Or Parang, Soca as crazy call it. And when you're performing for people that enjoy themselves and no judges there to judge you, there's a sense of relief. You understand? I perform for a dancing audience, see people enjoying themselves, than for a sitting audience who just sit down and watching at you. And whenever the time reaches to make it to the next level, 4 people around a table have to come and tell you how good you are. And I prefer, it's not that I stop singing Calypso, I'm a trustee in the E-Zone, on the Kaiso Caravan, I'm on the executive. And also, I move away from writing social commentary. I'm in the vintage segment now. Vintage meaning you're singing somebody's song, some other person, somebody who was from the past, either who died or who had a song way back. And I get enjoyment by doing that as well.
Okay.
So if I have a choice between Soca Parang and Calypso, because of the fact that there is no competition, I will pick Soca Parang.
Right. You know, Val, this is something that many calypsonians have echoed. You know, the whole issue of the competition, and then aside from, or opposed to singing for a crowd who can enjoy themselves and laugh and cheer and do all of that. Opposed to the competition.
Yeah, because as I said, Joey did mention that, and I felt that was a good way to start the discussion. The sense that artists who did not necessarily get the kind of appreciation that they wanted from Calypso have found that in Soca Parang or Parang Soca, and are enjoying themselves. Apart from, once you have a hit, as Ninja mentioned, I mean, that Parang the Wrong House is 25 years old.
That's right.
And I doubt he could do a performance without performing Parang the Wrong House.
That's right. Yeah.
I knew that Parang the Wrong House was part of the folk lexicon when I went to a football match in Aranguez, and we're community right there, decent enough game, a lot of people, and somebody got a dribble or whatever kind of thing, and a man say, "Boy, you're Parang the Wrong House, but then I say, "Wait, that is when you know that a calypso is now in the people's psyche and so on, and become part of the folk idiom and thing, and that's quite a while now, so that this. So tell us about that. You touched on it briefly with Steve Neves and so on, and writing this song. I don't know how many other classic Steve has come up with, but certainly Parang the Wrong House is an iconic song. So tell us about that journey in more detail. Yeah.
He wrote Parang the Wrong House, and then he wrote a song called Tanti Vex. But Tanti Vex was was already on the radio, and because of the fact that I did so well with Parang the Wrong House, he wanted me to do it over. Mm-hmm. But I guess Tanti was really vexed. That song didn't take off at all. But all the other songs like No Mandolin, Baila Bonita, Is That Parang's a song I love to perform because of the fact that it tells you about the type of vulgar songs that artists are singing now. And when I sang that song, I made a lot of enemies. I met a lot of fellas singing that song because I think Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Christ, and Christmas is why do they want to bring these vulgarities?
Paintbrush and so on into the soca parang.
The clean one. But the rich to that, but the piggy and the here and this and they're making signs so they're not just singing the song. I put punch at the mouth and they're making signs and I have a problem with that, Baltan. I don't know, maybe it's the way I grew up, but I have a problem with the type of songs these fellas singing. They find I was wrong to sing that song, but I told them, you all sing a song for years. I didn't complain. I give you one song, and whenever you're the artist, the first thing you have to do is to learn to take people and you can't take people from out the ring. So if people come and sing with everybody, and I give you one song and it vexes me, then you shouldn't be singing Calypso Opera. But I definitely don't like the vulgar song in Christmas. Carnival, do that for Carnival. But you see Christmas, no way.
Different. I just want to jump in a little bit and to talk a bit more about the song. The actual composition. How you managed to end up in the wrong house? What's the story with that? How you end up in the wrong house? You was drunk or something?
I didn't like the song.
I understand. Yeah.
Friend of me, his mother and them used to do parang. It's a parang. And they went by this guy who they are accustomed going by to give him a parang in Sotoro. And when they went to parang and they strike up, now long time people had a way, they used to sneak up on you to give you a parang. They never used to tell you to come in. Now you have to tell people you're coming with the mountain home invasion they have.
Right.
And when they strike up, the parang band strike up, then they realize the man who came out wasn't the man who was living there. the man who got there long time years. And that is how the topic came, and I told Steve, knowing the humorous person that I am, I said, Steve, if you don't write that song, I am going to write it. He said, I promised to write the song. And he did write the song, and the song became a hit. The first year, I sang nowhere with that song. Nowhere. I said nowhere. Nowhere. That's practice home. Until the newspaper had a write-up. Big song like Parang the Wrong House and Ninja is nowhere to be found. And then the next year, because it was my first parang. And then the next year, I went to perform, I think it was a community center. And I started to sing the song. And then I realized everybody who was all in the road started running to see who is the singer of the song.
Right.
And after that, the rest was history.
This year, I think you have a song about, well, I guess it comes off of your retirement now that you're a confirmed senior citizen. You have a song about retirement doesn't mean that what?
Pensioners Anthem is even the song.
Pensioners Anthem, all right. So that retire doesn't mean that you expire,
That's right. Yeah.
Which is getting a lot of traction.
I think that's going to be big. I think so. I'm feeling the weight of the song already.
You feel it's going to surpass Parang the Young House?
Yeah, because of the fact that Parang the Young House could be an experience for a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
But people retire, every day people retire.
Mm-hmm.
When a guy sent a video for me with some white people, Parang in 9 o'clock in the morning about 4 weeks ago, and knocking but then in Florida, then I realized how big that song was.
Ooh.
9 o'clock in the morning. I talk about white people,
Mm-hmm.
And they just spit in the bottle and by saying not because they retire. That don't mean you expire. And the white woman in the back of the ball, don't take my house. Leave my house. Don't take my and I started
So
and then I thought,
so did you write that person? That's your experience in song?
Because I left Caribbean on the 24th of June. My birthday was the 21st, but I left the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some, we have a thing in Trinidad called Christmas in July.
Mm-hmm.
That is going very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I, being the kind of person I am, I always like to advertise things on the group chat. We have about 3 group chat in Gary.
Mm-hmm.
2 small ones and a big one. So I put up my thing on the group chat. Then I realized that.
What's your volume? Something.
I think we
Yeah. Ninja Hold, I don't know, your volume just dipped. Maybe there is some fluctuations with the.
I think he's probably a little far from the phone. I think you're not picking up the. Yeah.
What about that?
Right. Yeah. That's
Right,
it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
So
right,
let's
so,
hold that there.
yeah,
Yeah. Lovely.
Okay.
So rewind and come again.
Mm-hmm.
So work and cry for 42 years, retired in June.
Mm-hmm.
There is a thing in Trinidad called Christmas in July that is going very, very fast.
Right.
And I always like to advertise stuff so that, because my company have over 800 Ocas Caribbean, that's the beer factory.
Mm-hmm.
And after putting up the study group chat, there's 3 group chat, a big one and 2 small ones. The small ones have about 100 people, and the big one have about 300 or 400 people, could be more.
Mm.
Then I realized that you have been deleted from by the admin. So when they say you have been deleted by the admin, I went in our next group chat. I said, like when you retire, you expire. I said, imagine I would cry for years, teach these fellas the work. And because I advertised my stuff on a group chat, they delete me.
Mm.
That group chat delete me also.
Mm.
I say, way boy. The one that have about 400 or 500 people, I remain on that one. That group chat is more like a bacchanal group chat. But, since they deleted me, doors, avenues start to open. Because Young Brother and Optimus Studio called me in, and they wanted me to work alongside the Young Brother to have a viewing audience of millions of people around the Caribbean. Mm. And I went in there. So now they have no choice but to see me still. They take me off a group chat with a couple of 100 people, and now they're seeing me still singing. Mm. Then I did my video for the song, Pensioners Anthem, and the views on the videos going up by the thousands. So they are in the face right through. So they might be saying right now, but like we can't stop this man at all, by And this song, Pensioners Anthem, I feel like I have a voice for the elderly folks. Sometimes when I rehearse the song, water comes on my eye, because I'm gonna tell you something. Before I retire, you're hearing. Before you reach 60, you're going uphill. And when you reach 60, you're going downhill. Mm. And then you start to study, boy. It how much time I could be on earth again, boy. This is the thing start to come to your mind. That is why some people retire, they start to go to church and they start to do things. But what I am simply saying in this song, nothing vulgar. eat and drink what you want. Spend your money. Don't leave no set of money in the bank for people to fight and kill one another for. You understand? And enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. I went to the eye clinic, and when I started the song, I did a verse and chorus. I heard a woman in the eye clinic saying, "You see me? I retire now. I drink any red wine, white wine. I leave in enough money to bury me, and I enjoy my life." And I say, when I heard the lady say that, I say, I have to finish this song because the idea was already there. I already did the chorus. And then I went to the Cafe Blues. That is by Carl Jacob Place. And I saw the LA, since Mass Camp pub burned down in Canada, some people might know what is Mass Camp. Mass Camp is a venue that a lot of Calypsonians would hang out. And it burned flat. And they moved and they gone to Cafe Blues. And if you see how these elderly people was enjoying themselves at Carl Jacob Place. And then I said, I'm going to finish it down. And when the song Let Go on the radio, I think it may have been 100. I said, all I want that song to play is for 1 week. And after 1 week, they can't stop that song again. And the song started off, and then people heard the song, and they started requesting the song. That is how your songs get bigger. When people like a song and start to request the song, the DJs have no choice but to play it. And the song start to play, then other radio stations start to ask for the song. I start doing interviews like this one on various radio stations, and I only see this song will be getting bigger and bigger. And trust me, I am sure, almost sure, like Slim Douglas song, Who Let the Dogs Out, someone will come to me a couple of years from now to ask me to do over the song in a different language. Positively sure.
Right. So your retirement at Carib after 40 odd years prompted the song.
That's right.
Yeah. And it took you how long to the journey in terms of finishing? Because I realized that you owe some people some copyright because you took wholesale what the woman said. Drink the red wine.
I wouldn't say owe them copyright because people write what they see or what they hear.
I'm pulling your legs, No, no respond to that. You just confirm that art is something real. That you move around, you hear things, and you not just incorporate it, but you find a way to make it live as art. That's right. A simple statement. So that's the work of the art. So you did this, you composed this one yourself,
All. I wrote the whole song, and the song was done by Damian Prescott in his studio. He was the arranger.
Nice. It's nice.
That's Damian Prescott. For people who don't know, is the guy who did the arrangement on Spanish Woman for Baran. Okay. Good.
Right.
So he's a very good arranger, but I think he's just one of the, like how we was talking about some Calypsonian don't get the popularity they deserve. I think Damian, and where music is concerned, I think he don't get the popularity that he deserves.
Well, I guess the working on this song and others would probably bring him more to the spotlight, and programs like this help when you name them.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, people get to know. So that I know you as a Calypsonian and as Farang Soca artist. How are you on the guitar in terms of composing and so on? Where are you now?
Well, I know a gentleman named Valtan was telling me for some years ago.
Right.
I have 3 guitars and still don't know how to play none. One mashup, I sell one and I still have one in a box.
Yeah.
And every time I want one in the box, I say, one day I will learn to play you. One day I will learn to play. I was scratching that guitar. Valtan, let me tell you something. One of the hardest instruments to learn to play is a guitar. It might be simple to you because you are accustomed to it, but when you have to take your finger and twist it and bend it back all out and press down it, I'd rather practice on a keyboard. But guitar, I'm now retired, and when you started trading me, teaching me the guitar, Valtan, I am positively sure I was about 35 years now.
Yeah, it's a while now.
Yeah, that's since when your mom was living at Concordia up there. Since, yeah. And how much years that is now?
Plenty, too many years.
Oh, goodness.
You know? But you probably better than some. I mean, that you couldn't play and pretend they used to shake a matchbox, you know? Other people would beat a table. So that...
Rigo say he never read a calypso yet, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shake a matchbox.
Yes.
And just... right.
So, you know, in time like now, it had they have matchbox, it had lighter, I don't know how they make it out.
Like that.
That's a knock at table.
Yes. No song.
Right.
You know. So that, how is the season going for you, Ninja? I mean, you have a big song going. I guess you have a list of invitations lined up for you. How is that going?
Out of 100, I rated 50. I thought it would have been bigger because I haven't got no overseas shows.
All right.
The photos I reach is Tobago. But I'm getting some here, and I'm doing a lot of free shows too. When I say free shows, like for some of the radio stations, right? But I'm doing some of the shows for the radio station in order. I tell myself, if I do it, the song will play more. By people who come into these different shows and different bars, they hear the artist advertising and they will see the artist. But this year, I'm doing more or less wrong work where that song is concerned, so to speak.
All right. You're building it.
Yes, because I think plenty of people don't know that song as yet. As big as it is, people don't know that song as yet. And I'm building that song, and being on Young Brother program on what Optimus and so on, that being audience they have, I definitely know next episode I will get some calls.
Right. Excellent.
But local, I may have done about 9 paying shows so far.
All right.
And I have also did about the same amount of free shows.
You lining up with Rio.
That's right. As a matter of fact, a lady called me yesterday, and she wanted to come Christmas night, 8:30, alongside with her next artist. But she want that song Pensioners Anthem because it's for the family. I said, well, what are you going to pay? Do you want them $2,000, yes? And the $2,000 is a share for me and the other artists, $1,000 each. She said, I must consider it as a Christmas gift to them. I never made the lady before, you know. I said, but mom, I have to go to the studio. I don't get sponsorship from no company. And these are the monies that I have to take to go back to the studio. You understand? I said, well, you could make something else. Let's see. Let me consult my husband. I'll get back to you. I know. I still waiting on that call. I called the other artist. The other artist said, well, Ninja, you still lucky. You did a couple shows. I ain't doing no shows this season. You know? I think you should take it. He said, I think you should take the job. I said, okay, I will take it and give you it. I don't want nothing more. You take the money. He said, but we have a problem still. I said, what's the problem? He said, because you want the Pensioners Anthem song. I said, well, I go teach it. And you sing it for her. But I ain't going to sing for no $1,000. I sing enough free show. I did enough of that. When you had the biggest song is still have to go on Christmas night when you're supposed to be home with your family and sing for free somebody else. And if I tell you something, guys, the people who want you to do this show and pay the least amount of money is who want you to sing the longest here. Sometimes you have to sing until you're hoarse. You sing about 7 songs and they're asking you done already, and it's still waxing.
Right.
Oh, Oh goodness.
But yeah.
You
Go back. Yeah.
Godfrey.
Yeah. So, Ninja, the whole I know it. You know, the parang, it starts early. You know, in Trinidad, and you did mention Christmas in July, and I think Joey also mentioned last week, Val, that once that starts, then you get a kind of flow that continues and goes into Christmas. I just want to kind of not necessarily change gears, but just to sort of broaden a bit. Christmas in Trinidad, and that includes the music as well. And what I'm trying to gauge here is, you know, whether there are any differences, because I mean, in Caribbean islands, we do a lot of things similar. The culture is kind of similar, with the exception of some, you know, little subcultures and so, where people do things differently. But how is it in Trinidad at Christmas time? I mean, what do people do? I've never experienced it. You know, in Grenada, we bake, we clean the house, we put up curtains, we cut the yard, all this kind of thing, the ham and all of that. But how is it in Trinidad? What are some of the staples in Trinidad at Christmas time?
Everything
Go on, John.
Everything you mentioned, we do the same in Trinidad. Everything, especially the shopping. We go wild for shopping. But the only thing is, when it's January month, half of the population broken, right? Except the youth. The youth save their money for the carnival.
Right.
But we do a lot of cleaning. We do a lot of shopping. Sometimes you have good curtains. Look, I have nice curtains put up in my house right now, and I'm gonna take it down because I find out that, like, it's a tradition that you have to see something new. And sometimes you change your curtain. You do everything in the house, and nobody can come by you. You understand? And if they do come by you, to give you a parang, you watch it every move to see if they're sitting down in a chair, if the pants dirty, if they put the shoes are mud. But I have a concept about me, a habit about me. I don't tell you to don't come in my house without shoes. But I have all my shoes lined up in front of my door. So for the time you come in front of my door and you see all them shoes lined up, you're supposed to know this man don't want nobody with shoes inside the house. And because of the fact is that when you go on the street, there are homeless people on the street, people urinate on the street, and when you come and you go on the street and you come in my house, most of the time I just be in my house, I am my house bare feet. And when you come in with that kind of shoes and that kind of urine, sometimes I feel to go on my bed and take a lie down, all that germs going on my bed, and I roll in and that. I don't want nobody in my house to choose. You know? But sometimes, if I tell you, and if you come in still as you're going to settle them up.
Right.
I don't say too much on the point, but everything you all do with it, I think, we does it instead of that.
Yeah.
Valerie,
you're right. I mean, a lot of it, those similarities, but I think that what is the most critical things when we get back to the parang music and so on, is our large, I think, Catholic community that Trinidad, I mean, basically was a Catholic community, and out of that you have the traditions of parang in those areas. So it's very, very, very Catholic driven, and of course our history of being bilingual at a particular time, so that while you have in those areas of Joey mentioned South, Siparia, and Lupino and so on in the east, with their Arima, Rio Claro, and so on with their parang tradition. You also have a different thing happening in places like Paramin, which have kept their Creole, or as they're saying in St. Lucia, the Creole traditions alive, so that you have a different kind of Christmas celebration happening in the hills of Parami and so on, that is different from in Siparia and Lupino and so on. So that the music is driven by the the festivities of the Christmas, which are predominantly Catholic, as opposed to in, let's say, Barbados, that and other islands that are more Protestant. You know, you have the Christmas tradition, but it is definitely more Anglicized, more Protestant than our history in Trinidad and Tobago. So that the parang definitely comes out of that.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing the all in Grenada might be different. I did a parang show alongside Posa and some of the parang greats in Grenada some years ago, about 15 years ago. And what we consider soca parang and parang, they have something called parang. I don't know if it's the same way now. It's like politics. So it's like you're singing politics. It's like a political parang.
Yeah.
So it's like you're bashing the government in parang style.
But,
well, actually, it originated from what they call melee parang. So you go after government, you go after people, you know, and it, you know, sometimes it's a little offensive. Some people, you know, I mean, there are people who like it. People like listening to it, but like everything else, if it falls in your plate, it wouldn't go down too well.
Nobody wants a name to end up in parang.
That's right. And the what we have here in Grenada actually came from Carriacou. I think I mentioned it last week.
Yes,
Carriacou, it started actually there, and you know, it made its way to Grenada, and now it is a big thing here. So, and you have some staples in Grenada, people like Lakey and Hess and some of these names. Yeah, so those guys, they're known for the melee parang. You know, do
you all have that still going on there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But do you all have the authentic parang or the soca parang like what we do in Trinidad? Do you all have that over there?
The authentic, no, but the soca parang, yes. In fact, we have some really good ones. I mean, there's some guys who are really good at it. I mean, Ajamo, of course, is one of the masters of that. Yes, I mean, Ajamo has some of the greatest soca parangs.
Ajamo, we were singing the same time in a review or something years ago.
Yeah, then you have people like Steve Theodore. He's really good. He has some really great ones. And you have guys, who Calypsonians, you know, they involve as well. So yes, the soca parang is big here. It is big. And the guys, they do a good job. They do a really good job. But the authentic parang, no, we aren't so blessed to be bilingual like Trinidad. You know,
different history.
So you don't have like parang bands and sort of over there like we have Los Alumnos, this and one.
No. We don't have that. Many years ago, what we used to have, people used to go out and do what they call caroling, but they used to sing the Christmas carols. So they would go from house to house and sing Christmas carols. You know, and it was really fun. It used to be a big thing. But of course, like everything else, some of the elders, you know, sort of died. You know, the younger people, you know, their mind is in a different place, so they've not carried on that kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. But the melee parang, yes, and then the soca parang, definitely.
One question: Do you all have a Spanish speaking part of the population speak Spanish or understand Spanish?
No, only in recent times, you know, you see little signs of it. But no. Of course, many years ago, Grenada was conquered by the Spanish, so there are some Spanish, you know, names. Not a lot. Most of it is French and British, but Spanish, no, not at all. Not at all.
We have another Spanish here. If you want, we could give you all some too, you know. So.
No, thank you. We happy. We don't want
overflowing. We don't want. I mean, coming back to the parang and parang soca. I mean, you have on top of the pyramid, and you tell me, on top of the pyramid, you have probably Scrunter, Crazy, and
Baron, Baron,
and so on. You know, I mean, you are making your way. How do you, I don't know, I mean, see yourself in terms of what, I mean, you definitely, you're more established in terms of that arena than you were, let's say, in Calypso. You know,
I agree.
You're right. You know, but how do you see yourself in terms of that pyramid of guys, and you know, what is the future looks like for Linja in terms of soca parang?
Okay, I must say, the Calypso tent is getting harder and harder in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And by the Calypso tent getting harder to get in, and the competition, there's a lot of the guys coming over to soca parang.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they started to make it more difficult for the soca parang artists to get jobs. I remember I used to do something like 7 shows on a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now I could be doing like about 2. With a popular song, a big song like this song, the most shows I might get is about 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Days gone by, I used to have 2 shirts per night.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're dancing, your shirt will wet.
Right.
And I have a driver. I even had a song called "I Ain't Driving Far When I'm Drinking."
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going nowhere that ending. Oh, Rio Claro, Rosy Ro, Maya Ro, Bon Diablo. Then Papa plays Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Very interesting.
I used to drive and take my little drink and thing, and when I realized how dangerous it is, and then the kind of laws and rules they put on, I say I ain't doing that again. I want to live. But what I'm saying is there's so much people coming over to the parang, soca parang industry, and I will tell you something. Most of these guys get job. You know why? Because if you have a friend singing soca parang, and you working in a company, and then just singing soca parang, and you're not working in your company, and they're going to hire the person working in your company.
Yeah.
But most of the artists in Trinidad, they have an 8-hour job. Well, this new batch, I should say, this new batch, not the elderly folks, they have an 8-hour job. So singing soca parang is a sideline job. So when they work at certain company or they have certain friends, whatever, who work in certain companies, they go to hire them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I have the biggest song, and I heard a soca parang artist saying last week. He have 5 corporates to do, companies, and I haven't gotten one.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's the biggest song, and it's a song that most of the elderly people could relate to. I ain't envy him, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's how the business is going.
Right. But let me ask, with so many younger artists moving to the soca parang, can the season sustain it? Because you know, right after that, because even during that time, some of the calypsos are preparing for carnival as well. So the calypsos and soca, they're out already. Can the season actually sustain that if it continues that way?
Well, it cannot. If you have a good song and you have a name, they will. Now, once you have a name, okay, Ninja will always be Ninja. My name mightn't be a Baron or a Scrunter, but they know Ninja always have a good song. So they will play my song, and once they hear it and they like it, it will continue play. But if a man coming with a song, they don't know who is the guy. It might be a good song, but they never heard of him before.
So they don't bother?
No, they wouldn't bother. You understand what I'm saying? Just as how you could have heard from Walter Ninja, you want Ninja in the program tonight. You think if a man named Lord Joking about singing Parang, you'll be interviewing him tonight?
Why not?
Almighty so proud. First person asked Walter, what is sing? Who is he?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yeah.
You know?
But we are seeing the same thing happening that had happened in Calypso years ago. Almost still happens in Calypso. you are now kind of it is migrating to the Fuka Parang, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess that is one could rationalize that was bound to happen because you have that migration of artists from calypso into Parang, soca or soca Parang, and they are basically creating the same kind of environment.
Not only that, not only that, plenty of the radio DJs want to become singers. When they become singers, they play one another song.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yeah. Yeah.
So you play Valtan play you with a circle. Some of them singing in Z minor,
And you still playing a song.
but the song playing because they're playing their own song. And you have a song, and you sing a parang, and they're going to play your. If you play 6 other song, if you play 6 songs, your song has to be in a rotation.
Right.
And more than once.
More than once on every shift. On every shift, you're gonna play. So that was the next thing. You understand?
So the mafia is at work in soca Parang as well.
I will say so. I get my airplay, but where the work is concerned, last year I did about 4 shows.
Wow.
For the entire season?
For the whole Christmas season, I did about 4 shows last year. And with a bomb song this year, I did about between 9 or 10.
The next year you will get more.
And that is maybe. And that is why the gentleman who, when I talked to you about the guy who they wanted me to sing for Christmas night, and he wanted the next artist, and they say, paying $1,000, he said, take it. I said, I am not taking that $5,000. I said, that is money too small. He said, but me sing no way for this season, take it. I said, well, you want to sing my song?
Oh, good. Yeah,
and I could tell you something about that. And the gentleman, I forgot his name.
Godfrey.
Godfrey. I remember performing at a bar. It was at KB's. I had one of the biggest crowd there. I used to bring the crowd. I used to bring about 13, 14 artists. Have a launch. The launch is about getting artists, to the big name artists, to bring out the new material, and the small name artists to get a name for themselves. And I being the person keeping the show, put in the other songs because everybody feel that the only song I had at the time is Parang House. And when I sing Baila Bonita, they say, using that? When I sing 100 Days of Christmas, they say, using that? When I say you can't parang without no man, and they say, using that? So I was putting a face to the name. And then a guy came to me and he said, Ninja, I was told that you have a big following. I said, yes. He said, I would like you to come down at my bar because X tell me that you could fill up my bar. I said, okay, what you going to pay me? He said, let's come and sing for a little 500. I just you sing a 2 songs. I say, I'm not singing for the 500. He insists. So when this gentleman insisted, I realized he ain't taking no for answer. I said, I'm going to come. I tell him I'm going to come and I ain't going. So I stay home and I hear this microphone because on our vehicle, yes, folks, we have Ninja live tonight. You wait and see if I will come. And this man was so wicked. He called the guy in the next bar who recommended me and tell him, you overpaying that man. Look at getting that man to come tonight for $500. And the man now left and gone down in his bar, waiting to see Ninja come to sing for $500. It's a good thing I didn't go. And then he called me and he said, Ninja, I really wanted to see if you was going to sing for $500 and I paid you X amount of money to keep a show for them artists. The man tell me he get you for $500. So this is the point I'm getting at is sometimes when you value yourself for little money and they tell you that you're doing somebody a favor, they go to other people and tell them, boy, that man only a big song. But I see come and me and sing for $1,000 last week. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
I gotta stay home and play with my family.
Right.
Right.
So you pointed out I mean, those are serious things in terms of the business and how kind of, it could become a very cutthroat environment. It can become very hostile. So while, we look at it as just music and the pleasure of listening to music, behind the scenes, it's a lot of kind of cloak and dagger and things like that happening.
You could say that again. You could say that again because people came to me and tell me they hear me advertising for show. How much this promoter is paying you to come and sing tonight? But I have to answer that the correct way. I told the promoter, based on what he make, he could pay me. Because the minute you call a figure to them, they will go to the promoter and tell him Ninja say giving him $1,500. Or Ninja say giving him $2,000. And then the promoter will know that is the conversation me and he had. You understand what I'm saying? And I realize having a big song too, you have to have a very good eyesight. Meaning, everybody you pass through a crowd, you have to acknowledge them because the minute you ain't see somebody to say, okay, you have a big song when you pass them straight. So you have to scope out your audience before they walk. And just have to shake hands going in. I'm telling you, man, that's how it is.
Right. Well, I'm happy.
A man who never talked to me before, telling me that I have big sauce and I pass in the street, and the man never talked to me before.
Only was never friend.
I've seen the man right through.
I'm happy we are making this one.
But we don't talk.
The big song, what in him?
Yeah, that's one. Poser and all say Ninja, but Poser and Shepherd talk. Poser say Ninja, since you had a song, you're walking on your toes, you're walking like if you're mashing onions. I suppose I come up there. I said, how you just walk when you have a big song? He said, just walk with your chest up in the air and you tiptoe it. But he was just laughing. He wasn't able to do that show, he was just having fun.
Right. I'm happy for this side of the equation.
No, definitely. Definitely. Most definitely. It's very, very, very interesting.
We speak about all the niceties and so on and things, but behind the scene, it could be rugged. And you're basically saying that you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to have a kind of Hawkeye, as you say, to see things and dodge a lot of bullets and darts and so on. It's not as smooth sailing as one may think. That you just have a good song and the environment is nice and and everything moving smoothly. No. You have to navigate between some bar owners because a lot of the parang that you're saying now, the environment for performance comes from a lot of bars and so on.
Yeah.
Is that so, Ninja? Yeah? So that the performance in terms of performing the parang soca is around a number of bars. So that the bars would sell their alcohol,
the drinks,
the artists will come and perform. Yeah? Yeah, watch the microphone.
Alcohol isn't.
Yeah.
With alcohol raised in Trinidad, there are a lot of bars who are accustomed to doing shows, not doing anything.
You're not doing that again?
Because alcohol is raised by about half the amount it usually was. So when you are accustomed to a beer for $10 and you have to sell a beer for $13, and if you have an entertainment, you have to sell it for $15 or $14, who's going to buy a beer for $40? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah. Let me ask though. In terms of the big names in Parang, we don't hear a lot of the female artists aside from Marcia Miranda. How are the women in Parang in Trinidad?
Well, just as how you don't hear them, there are a few, but they are not, the name already called. They are not consistent, so to speak. I think Marcia have a manager that pushes her well.
Right.
Bill her name.
Get a freeze again.
Yeah, we lost him. We lost him there for a moment.
Yeah. So when he comes back. I mean, this is quite healthy because, as I was saying just now, we look at the environment and we think it's really smooth, right? That a lot of the probably problems you might even associate with Calypso is in the past, because based on what Joey was saying, that you have these guys who tried the Kaiso, they tried the soca thing, and now they came into Parang soca, and they are getting a lot of, as you said, love from the artists, from the audience and so on, and they like the environment. And now here comes Ninja, who is a seasoned practitioner in the field, and is saying that, look, the environment is changing.
Yeah, know what it is.
Yeah, and it's not as easy as one believes. Yeah, So quite an understanding of the field.
Right.
Definitely appreciate this new insight.
Definitely.
But
yeah. I wanted to go back a little bit. I'd asked earlier on about some of the differences, but I wanted to go back there a little bit. In terms of the food, I know Trinidad, the pastel in Grenada. This is not something that it's, well, I don't know. We don't have that here. I mean, maybe there are one people who can do it, but it's not a big thing around Christmas time as Trinidad. Maybe we could talk a little bit about that.
The pastel, if I jump in first, the pastel migrated from the predominant Parang communities, what we call country areas, So with the emergence of Parang and Parang, let's say, coming into the Port of Spain and the East-West corridor, they brought with it pastel,
right?
For people who even my generation growing up, there wasn't pastel. Pastel came in, I guess, popularity, in the last 20 years or so. Now everyone feels that they cannot have a Christmas without pastel. Pastel, is definitely part of it. But pastel came with the popularity of Parang, making its way across Trinidad and Tobago. And Joey did say also that in terms of, because he's superior, and of course he came from that background, that lineage of Venezuelan migrants coming to Trinidad, working in the cocoa and coffee industries and so on, grandfather making instruments, that they would make pastel, but it was exclusive to very close friends and family.
Right.
But it's not something that when the Parang band comes by you, that you would give them a pastel.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's not that kind of
very expensive. You have to pay your home. That's your personal use.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it definitely came about with the popularity of Parang and Parang spreading through Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, it's all part of that, again, Spanish past. And mixed with also the Amerindian past that use a corn and cornmeal, so that you had for us at a particular time, you would know that the pemi, which is a kind of sweet using the corn, the grated corn, the cornmeal, but making a sweet delicacy. Yeah, pemi, thicker and so on with raisins and things, but the pastel would have meat and so on. It's thinner
okay. Earlier Ninja had asked about the authentic Parang in Grenada. One of the things from Trinidad that is here actually and moving very, very quickly is the doubles. You move around Grenada now and you sing the doubles cart.
Yes.
You see the doubles card? Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, doubles has. I mean, at one time, doubles in Grenada was something that you heard about from somebody who visited Trinidad. And they came back to talk about, wait, but I had this doubles. Now you are seeing the doubles card, and I'm sure. Let me ask though, the doubles, is it does it have its roots in South America as well, Venezuela as well?
No, I don't think so.
It's specifically Trinidad. Yeah. I don't think India doesn't even have doubles.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I could guarantee you some of the people are seeing selling doubles is not Trini.
Yeah. No, but I I was in Grenada recently and I saw someone selling doubles. They actually have a Trini flag, hanging out of the cart, and it said Trinidad doubles.
But it's not Trini.
And it could be it's a Grenadian selling doubles. So it's a promotion. Yeah, it's a promotion. Yeah. No, and doubles has a nice history too, because it really started off as a single barrel, so that you had a single barrel and you put China in it. And of course, as it moved into Port of Spain, right, somebody must be asked for, kind of make it into a sandwich. So put two. So rather than a single, make it a double.
So it started as a single and now a double. Well, yeah, so just now we might have triple and quadruple, you never know.
No, but now it upgrade, you could get a doubles now with meat, chicken.
Well, that's what I learned. That's what I learned last week. I saw some videos and I'm almost certain it's either ham or bacon. I see they putting on the double.
Yeah. That's especially
that's a corruption. That's a corruption of it. We know doubles as chickpeas and so on. Come on.
You don't have it.
Yeah, this doubles with cheese and doubles with ham and chicken and all. And
I think eating a doubles with meat is like buying a chicken roti.
Yeah.
Because the price of it is almost the price of a roti too.
Okay.
So, Godfrey, I don't know whether you have Ninja's latest song. You were able to pull it up. I know we don't normally play music on the program.
Yeah,
Did you able to pull it up?
No, I haven't been able to pull it up. Because a lot of the music is on YouTube. If we play it, we could get flagged and blocked.
Right. No, I just asked because since this is our final program, of course, so that he cannot leave us here on this before the program finish without a verse and chorus of the biggest song in Trinidad in terms of parang soca, so that for him, if you see with Joey just pulled the axe because when we had two sessions with Joey and the quattro is right there and he pulled the axe. But I have a student here who did not necessarily master all the chord progression, so I can't ask him to pull the axe and strum the thing, but he will give us an acapella.
I could put it on YouTube on television and sing alongside the music.
Yeah, you could do that. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can. What's the name of the latest song, Val?
He said Pensioners Anthem. That's
Pensioners Anthem.
Right.
Yes, Pensioners
Anthem. I must try to find that one. All right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah. It's actually here. I'm seeing it here.
You have it there?
Yeah, but I won't be able to play it. So you can put it up.
He can't leave us without that.
No, definitely.
The final show and
definitely.
Biggest parang soca song in Trinidad and Tobago right now.
Yeah, you should be able to put it. Once you go to YouTube, you definitely will be able to put it. It's right there.
I'll look at it on my set here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Pensioners Anthem. I must pull this one up and have the guys load it onto the system. We can put it on the television. Definitely. But this program, because it's on social media, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We would run into problems with
You want
I know that.
you all ready?
yeah, we're ready,
Yes,
man.
we are
There we go.
ready.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Definitely. Yep.
Baila. Play music, boy. You spend your whole lifetime working to build a house and family. You approaching or you done reach 60. Now it's time to be happy. Let's stop. It's stop. I don't know why it stopped. Okay, we started it back over here.
That's great. Yeah. Why not come again?
You getting the music?
No, I am not getting, but yeah, you go right ahead.
Yes.
We're gonna take a cappella. We're taking a cappella anyhow. Yeah.
But he has the track. You take that. Yes.
You spend your whole lifetime working to build a house and family. You approaching or you done reach 60. Now it's time to be happy. Spend your money once you're hungry. To study and think about Christ. Just see back something to get buried. Time for pensioners to live nice. If you're feeling for pork chop for Christmas, eat what you want to eat. Now it's brandy and whiskey you're drinking, and every parent start up beat. Spend your money, bend your back. Don't make her try to speak to you, and you're dancing, and you're dancing. Pop your champagne, that you hear. Now it's time to cock up your rear when you're dancing. When you start your fet and you're dancing. Spend your pension and NIS. Buy clothes and look the best. Pay your bills and give God thanks. Don't leave no set of money in the bank. Not because you retire. That don't mean you expire. Not because you retire. That don't mean you expire. Baila. Play music. I'm giving only one more verse and chorus, right?
Yes.
When it's parangin, paramin, start to dress and pick up your cane. You're fetting from town to the country, no more clocking card again. To make them secure with grandchildren, now it's time to be happy. Once you're taking any grant from them, make sure it's currency. From the time the month of October, you open in, take your foot. Lock the door, open the gate, spend your money, bend your back. Don't make arthritis keep your back when you're dancing. In them parang fest and you're dancing. Pop your champagne, that you hear. Now it's time to cock up your rear when you're dancing. And you're dancing. Spend your pension and NIS. Buy clothes and look the best. Pay your bills and give God thanks. Don't leave no set of money in the bank. Not because you retire. That don't mean you expire. Not because you retire. That don't mean you expire. Bye. So I will leave you all with that there.
No. Actually, I would definitely get it into our rotation, for certain. Definitely, indeed. Well, we basically almost out of time. It was really nice having you, Ninja, with us. Of course, the program continues very early in the new year, and so at some point we will be having you back to talk Kaiso. This is what we do here. Kaiso in all its forms, So we'll be talking Kaiso, and we definitely will have you back. Val, Christmas for me, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Everything about Christmas, I love. It's just that you get this special feeling around Christmas time. That makes you, it just makes you happy. And I love Christmas. I enjoy seeing people doing their stuff, the shopping, the baking, all of that. It's just such a wonderful time, and all of that is done, and Christmas Day comes, and just like that, it's gone.
As you mentioned, I have been all over for the Christmas season, and I haven't seen a fight in the Christmas season. The Christmas is more love. Carnival in Trinidad is more fighting with the younger generation. But Christmas, the elderly people come to enjoy themselves. And that is why I love Christmas music, because it hardly have any violence in Christmas music. And I love that about Christmas.
Yes, indeed.
I wouldn't throw cold water on all your love for Christmas. I mean, I have. Miranda knows that I have never really been a Christmas person, and that's from very old. My father was though,
Accept my sympathy, man.
I know, it's okay. He loved to paint and so on. So even when I got my apartment, I would invite him, and he would come and paint things and so on and do all kind of things like that. As a teenager, before you had your chores. Growing up and thing, you're painting the gallery chairs and whatever kind of, that was my portion and other things. But in terms of being overwhelmed by the season and so never was that, still not, but I recognize that thing, so I don't stand anywhere, but that's who enjoying it, yes.
And before I start singing, I never like Christmas. Because I had to spend too much money. Now Christmas, I'm looking forward to make money.
Making money. So I can see the change. I can see the change.
I work for to celebrate one day, and it's the fastest day of the year. Like Christmas, they only have 4 hours.
But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you about Christmas. I think the joy of Christmas, like Carnival, is the build-up. The build-up to the actual day. For example, in Grenada, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, after Juve and Carnival Monday, that's basically on Carnival Tuesday in Grenada. Nothing happens. I always feel people should go to work on Carnival Tuesday. Nothing happens. Christmas Day is the same. So there's this build up. Once December comes around. So for example, here on the network, we have a lot of Christmas promotions going on. We visit business places. We do live, live programs from there. We link up with the station. We talk about what is happening, specials, whatever promotion the business have in stores. We talk about that. So there's a nice build up. That in addition with the Christmas music, the parang and all of that. We do programs where we give away things, people win things. So all of that is the build up to Christmas, and I think this is where the enjoyment and everything is. On Christmas Day, Christmas Eve in Grenada, I mean, there's a shopping frenzy. The cities, St. George's, Grenville, they're filled with people. Most time people just walking around. And you might have DJs, set up, play music and stuff like that. And after that, Christmas Day, if a pin drop, you would hear it. Right. It's probably the quietest day in Grenada, and after that, people go back to their normal jobs and do everything. So I think it's the actual build up. This is where the joy and everything is, But it's a good feeling, You move around and you see the Christmas lights, all of these things. In fact, at Quarantine Point in Grenada, they have this spectacle of lights that is, I mean, people leave all parts of Grenada and go down to Quarantine Point just to enjoy it. It has become a staple now. So you have movie nights, people can go, you can get blankets and you can lie. It's a big park and you can, do stuff. They sell food, yeah.
Well, in Trinidad, Valtan, I tell you that in Trinidad, We always have a holiday before we take a day before the holiday and we take a day after the holiday. Trinidad and it's the most happiest for people. If a holiday falls on a Thursday, we stay home the Wednesday and we stay home the Friday.
The Friday.
And then we have weekend Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And then go back on to fresh Monday next week.
Well, that's the thing out of work.
Trini just loves the party.
Yes, but you mentioned something, Godfrey. I mean, and I guess the music, I mean, I want to tell you something. The music signals the change that is happening throughout the Caribbean.
Indeed.
One, you had those caroling groups that would go from house to house and sing their carols and so on, the traditional carols. But now you see that waning as the generation pass, and you have a new music filling up the space, signaling that traditions have died, or tradition is dying, and a new one is coming in. In Trinidad, the same. The carols, those traditional choirs and so on, who would have their concert, the Lydians and the Marionettes and so on. They would do their Christmas concert, and alongside that, you have, of course, a plethora of parang soca songs and soca parang, and you have the parang bands predominating all over the place. But it signals a change in terms of Christmas celebrations throughout the island. A younger generation, they are coming up, and they do not know the older tradition.
Right.
The preparation, the going to church, the kind of thing, all of those traditions are dying. And I'm not saying all of that in a way to probably cast blame or, gosh, look at how they are dying. It's just that as time change, traditions changes, and the music is all part of that. So that we are witnessing that change. Ninja mentioned it in terms of the fact that a lot of the risky, smart things are seeping into parang or parang soca as is part of the calypso art form, and are we going to see more of that or less of that as the years come by? Go by. People feel that is the way they have to go to become popular. We might
get more, because when the barons and the sponsors and these people who give you soca parang die out, and these second batch, these people who are after them, have to train the younger generation how to do a soca parang. What are they going to teach them?
Yeah.
Tell me. When Posa gone, Baran gone, Skonta gone, what are they going to tell them about the piggy? You understand?
Yeah.
Then now they're singing the piggy. When that batch, this younger generation come, they'll start to show them the piggy.
Yeah. But it's well, let me tell you, the truth is, this is something that is fitting itself into probably all the genres. Soca, in the soca, forget that. It's practically, you hear some guys sing songs that are practically obscene. And so I guess it's the generation, the change. But
I'll tell you something. If you sing a vulgar song and the radio station do play it, you would not sing it, right?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. But then again, think about it. The people who are singing the vulgar songs, their peers are on the radio. You said it yourself earlier, and so it's going to happen. So I think maybe the managers of some of the media entities need to start paying attention. And start having, some censoring some of the music that are not suited for airplay. But if that doesn't happen, but then again, you also have YouTube. Social media is not helping, so it is what it is.
The changing of the guards. Changing of the guards, the changing of the culture. So we're witnessing that, and I'm saying that the music signals that. Right, the music will signal that, and we almost don't have a choice. But there's always a choice. We could decide. We could, as an individual, you could always decide what you are going to listen to and what you're not going to listen to.
The thing, Valtan, If you're traveling in a vehicle, a taxi, and the driver is playing this on the radio, what are you going to do? Tell the driver to stop me here, right here?
No, you can tell him to turn off the radio if he chooses. I mean, whether he want to listen to you, you know. So that there's always a choice. But I'm just saying that the environment is changing. The music is signaling it, and we have to probably understand that as we see tradition change, and new things are coming onto into the platform, you know. So that Ninja, as we wrap up, you know, thanks for coming in, and I know that the song,
indeed,
like Baron's Spanish Woman, right? The second and the third year, it's bigger than the first year. So that
I'm glad you mentioned that, because some of the artists, I don't do that. They tend to want to write a song every year, and sometimes three songs in 1 year. When you do that, you compete against yourself.
Yes, definitely.
When you have 3 songs on the radio, the DJs will pick out which one they like.
Yeah, and you get them.
They have no choice. I will now, how I have this song this year, next year, please God, I would not do a next song.
Right. Yeah.
I will give this song chance to breathe. Now, a lot of people will be waiting to see, I wonder what you coming with next year. But if you follow my history, I make my song run for 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
And when it grows and it becomes big,
then you go again.
Yeah, I already have a topic for my next song.
Right.
But if I bring it next year, they will start to play the next song, and this pensioners anthem will get less airplay.
Yeah, fall by the wayside. Yeah, yes, indeed. So, gentlemen, I thank you all so very much. Ninja, any parting words?
Well, I just want to say, I hope the population outside in Grenada is listening. The last time I performed in Grenada would have been about 14 years ago. And if there's any promoter out there willing to have Ninja, call me. My number is 769-5030. Anywhere in the Caribbean, as a matter of fact. Because Grenada is a very, very beautiful place. I enjoyed myself the last time I came there. And to the people in the population around the world, Ninja is a very, very reasonable person. I don't work through management, because I always say if you work through a manager, the manager have to be paid and you have to be paid. Your money goes up. So call me. I'm reasonable. And I'm a very, very... Valtan will know me, because Valtan also taught me in Best Village. He didn't tell you that. He was my music teacher in Best Village. Best Village is a former folk fair. We have groups in Trinidad. You might know that. And he was the music teacher. I was the Calypsonian. And you know, I always am a person who like to talk shippiness. Very nice person, you know. And as I say, call me anytime if you all need me. Call me anytime, and you will definitely get to meet the man who is Ninja and what Ninja is all about.
All right.
You know, some people they tend to don't want change. When I say change, they feel that Trinidad only have 4 soca parang artists, but there are a bunch of artists in Trinidad that people don't know. And when they see them, then they say, "Where you was all the time, boy?" I think I fall in that batch.
Right. Nice indeed. Well, and that's one of the things that this program does, you know, give the artist the opportunity to be known, you know, let people hear you, see you, and of course, you know, we take it from there. Val, your closing, any parting words?
Closing thing, I mean, this being the last program for the season, you know, I want to thank Godfrey for having me on the program, and Grenadian listeners, all of as a Kairaku, PT Martinique in Grenada, the GBN, both television and radio audiences, for just being in your company and sharing views and talking Kaiso, talking Parang for these last 3 sessions. So I enjoyed immensely. and of course, look forward to 2026 and engaging you once again.
Indeed, indeed. Val Ninja, thank you all so very much. I let me also take the opportunity to wish you all the best for the season. Enjoy your holidays, to the fullest, and we'll be back. As a matter of fact, this is my last week as well. I'll be going off on a short vacation. I'm coming back on the 12th, and of course, on the 14th, we're on the road again. So thank you guys so very much, and definitely we'll be in touch. So all the best, guys. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you also. Thank you very much for having me, Valentine. And okay, you all take care.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. That's all the time we have on the program this evening, folks. Thank you for staying with us. And of course, throughout the past year, we started this, I think it was early February, thereabout. And hey, we're here and we're coming back again, talking Kaiso and keeping the art form going. So thank you, everyone. Do have a good night. Tomorrow, Thursday, don't forget, We Culture. We're back on Thursdays, and tomorrow our final discussion on Christmas for the year. We'll be doing that, so be sure to join us. Until then, all the best. Do have a good night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Please God, all the best.